Hello everybody. So here I am. I'm making my first video. It's very uncomfortable for me and I don't know why. It's so weird. I don't know why it's so strange to get on camera. And majority of people that gonna watch it probably know me anyway. But okay, here I decided I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna make pancakes today. It's the same recipe that I use to make waffles. So you can do either or you can do both. Sometimes I do both because I have fans of waffles and people who prefer pancakes. So I kind of just do a big batch and do both. So I'm going to show you my ingredients. Here we have so the main ingredient is rolled oats. There is no flour in this recipe. I'm using gluten-free, but it doesn't matter if you're not sensitive to gluten. You can use any rolled oats. You can use the quick oats too, but I prefer just old-fashioned. I have my bananas. I'm usually making more than one batch because one batch is just not enough for us. So I'm just doubling or tripling the recipe sometimes. I use soy milk. You can use almond milk or any other plant milk. Apple cider vinegar, vanilla, baking powder, baking soda, a little bit of salt. And here I have tapioca or arrowroot starch. And this is something that I've been using. It's not in the original recipe. You can use either of them. And you don't have to use any. If you don't use any, then just use more rolled oats. The reason I use them, it kind of gives a little bit of crunch on the outside, especially for waffles. And that's what I like. And it makes your butter thicker and you can use less oats. So here, I'm gonna show you all my ingredients. Sorry, my filming is probably awful, but I mean, it's my first time. So I'm gonna figure this out eventually. And I have my measuring cups and spoons. And I just wanted to, and the blender, so no bowls. You mix everything in a blender. My blender is a Blendtec. I had it for years. It works great for me. So, I mean, it doesn't matter whichever blender you prefer, as long as it's a high power blender. So, I wanted to, I'm gonna put this back here. So, I'm gonna start putting everything in the blender. And since I don't like to wash dishes, I don't know about you, but I don't like washing dishes. I try to minimize using various measuring cups, and I measure everything with one. So, I'm gonna start with dry ingredients, and then I'm gonna measure my milk with the same cup. So I don't need to use another one. So I'm gonna put 1 cup of rolled oats, and since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm gonna put 2 cups of rolled oats. So 2 cups into my blender. I'm gonna put 2 bananas, and honestly, the order doesn't really matter. I mean, I've been doing it for so long, and I just throw things in the blender. So here's my banana. 1 and 2. So the proportion is pretty easy. It's 1 cup of oats to 1 banana, and sometimes if your bananas are extra big, then a little bit more, like more oats. If your bananas are smaller, less oats, but it's pretty much 1 to 1. If I'm using starch. If you're not using the arrowroot or tapioca starch, then just use a little bit more of oats. I would say 1 1/4 cup. So that's, I'm going to use my arrowroot starch. Here it is. And I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons. So here's my 1 and here we are, and I'm gonna do baking soda and baking powder. So baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm gonna do 2, and it's 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You know, I'm doing it I'm eyeballing, but I'm gonna give you a precise recipe after this. And I have my cat here bugging me. He just came from his nightly hunt. Oh, here he is. here is our Mickey. Hi, Mickey. Oh, he ate the whole thing and he wants more. So I'm gonna hold on. I need to feed my cat because he will not leave me alone. Here you go. Okay, so I have so far oats. I have bananas. I have arrowroot starch, and I have baking soda and baking powder. Now I'm gonna use apple cider vinegar, and the purpose of it, two purposes. First of all, it's gonna remove that flavor of soda, neutralize the soda, and because we're using plant milk, it's gonna make it like a buttermilk. So it's gonna just make it sour milk. So I'm using about two tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, and it gets all fizzy. See how it's fizzy? Oh, bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Okay, there you go. And when you use apple cider vinegar, remember to always shake it because the mother, it always stays on the bottom. And that's the best part. That's the fermentation and all the good bacteria, probiotic. So always shake it really well to get it all from the bottom. So now, oh, and then there's a little bit of salt. So like a quarter teaspoon. Quarter teaspoon of salt. Here we go. Vanilla. So same with vanilla, not because of health reason, but because of the flavor. All the vanilla, look at this. See this black circle there? That's the vanilla. And that's the best and most expensive part of this whole solution. So you want to really, really shake it. Get it all from the bottom of the bottle. See? Now we got it all out. And make your money worse. This stuff is expensive. So I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons since I am doubling the recipe. Okay, and now my soy milk. This is the milk I use most. I also have almond milk. You are welcome to use any milk you want. Don't use animal milk, plant milk. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, that's it. It's really, really simple. Really simple. So, close this. So here we have it. I mean, honestly, even doubling this, it's not enough for our family because what I do, I usually make them on weekend and I make like 4 times from the original recipe and I freeze. I freeze half of them and it's really convenient during the week to just get them out of the freezer, warm them up, and they taste exactly the same. They taste like they were made just now. So here it is. I have it. I'm gonna go into my garage to blend it because everybody is still sleeping and I don't want to wake them up. So I have my blender set up in the garage and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. I'm back and this is how my butter looks. And to tell you the truth, it's a little bit too liquidy for my taste. But keep in mind that oats, it has a tendency to thicken as it stands. So whatever you see now, it's not going to be the same in 15 minutes. So you might want to make it, leave it on the counter, and go, I don't know, get dressed, brush your teeth, whatever you want in the morning, and then come back and it's going to be a little bit thicker. But honestly, this is way too liquidy for pancakes or waffles. So I'm going to add a little bit more oats. And I think the reason why it also matters what oats you're using. So these oats are very, very thin. And you need more of them if they're thin. So if you use thicker oats, you might need less. So I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup. And I'm going to add a little bit more of my arrowroot starch. Okay. Again, you can use tapioca starch, you can use arrowroot starch. I don't know, you can use potato probably starch. I never tried it. I do have potato starch, but I never tried it. I should try it. So I'm going to use a little bit more arrowroot. There we go. Back to blending. Okay, here I'm back. And I honestly, secretly, I added more because I thought, I mean, it's not gonna be enough for us, two portions. So I make in 3 times of the recipe. All right, so here is how my butter is. It's pretty thick. I'm gonna show you right here. It's, oh my goodness, yeah, so it's thick. And it's gonna get thicker. So if it gets thicker, too thick for me, I'm just gonna add more milk as I go. That's what I do. So kind of play with it. You're gonna see, you're gonna learn your consistency once you do it like a couple times. You will know what you're looking for. So now we're gonna make the pancakes, and this is my pan, and I don't use any oil. And people ask me a lot about oil, so I know my pan, and I know it doesn't stick to this pan. But if you have doubts, what I recommend you can take a little bit of oil if you still need to this, type of cooking without oil, and you can put a little drop. Okay, so I'm going to show you how much I put. And now I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm going to spread it, and I'm going to wipe it. So I'm kind of like priming my pan. I don't want my pancakes to have any oil in them. So it just, if you don't know how your pan going to behave without oil, do this. And see, I still don't have any oil. I kind of primed my pan a little bit. So there you go. So now, you don't need to use any tools for this. You can just pour straight from the blender. If you're not sure that you're going to make, nice, cute circle, then use a spoon. Use a ice cream scooper. That's what it makes, nice shaped, uniform pancakes. Ice cream scooper has a perfect amount for perfect pancakes. I need to figure out how I can flip my camera as I speak. All right, those are my pancakes. I'm gonna stick some blueberries. I have blueberries here. My son does not like blueberries in his pancakes. It's weird. I think it's really odd because I think those are just so delicious when they pop. And I like pancakes with blueberries. So, but you can put chocolate chip, you can put strawberries, you can put whatever you want. I don't put any. Just make plain pancakes. And here you go. So those are my pancakes. I'm gonna try. Sorry, I'm whispering because I have my household is still asleep. My kids are sleeping, and my daughter gets really mad when I'm loud in the kitchen. So here, pancakes are cooking, but I have my waffle maker. This is the one I use, my Dash. The reason I picked it, because I had a lot of spills, and I like that in this one, you have those little, I don't know what you call them, grooves, and the butter, and it's still cooking here too. So if you spill it, if it goes over, it still cooks on the sides, and you have those little bits and pieces that you still can eat. So there's no waste. I don't like to waste. So here you go. I'm gonna pour straight, just like that, and close. And see, there is a light. Don't open until it turns green. Now it turned off. Once it turns green, you can open. And be careful, because if they're not ready, when you open, it's gonna just like separate and rip the waffle. If that happens, just close it back and leave it for like a few more minutes, okay? And it's gonna cook. All right, so I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna flip my pancakes. Okay, look at this beauty. Look at that, perfect. They just came out perfect. And these pancakes, I want to remind you, they don't have any dairy, they have no eggs, they have no sugar, and pretty much no flour, because we used oats. So you can call it oat flour, but it doesn't have refined flour. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, to me, I think the healthiest version of pancakes you can ask for, and they taste delicious. Oh, I just remembered. I forgot to put flaxseed. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna add flaxseed right now. So, yeah, I'm crazy. I forgot. Flaxseed, ground flaxseed. And so, mainly, you saw, you can make it without, easily. But this is super healthy stuff. This has a bunch of omega-3. anti-inflammatory, and fiber. So I don't want to skip it. I want to add it. It's going to make my butter thicker, so I'm just going to add milk. So here, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. And it means I have to blend it again. Well, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons because I tripled my my recipe. So I'm going to just add a little bit more of my milk. Okay. All right, going to blend. Be right back. Here I am. I blended. You see now I have those freckles from the flaxseed. So I can't skip it. I love it. And you know, you need to find ways to eat those somehow. So this is the best shape you can eat your flaxseed, I guess. You can add it to your oatmeal as well. You can add it to your smoothie. Just make sure you get those flaxseeds in your body. Doesn't matter how. Just eat them. All right. So let's see what we got here. I have my pancakes ready. They are not as fluffy as I like them to be, honestly. I probably should have added a little bit more baking soda. Let's see. Here's how they look on the other side. I think they are probably ready. Leave them a little bit longer. And let's see what's happening with our waffles. So see all the steam coming out and the light is green. Okay, so let's see. Moment of truth. Woohoo! Waffle is ready. Look at this beauty. Okay, I'm just gonna pick it up with my hand, or maybe not. Maybe not with my hand. Okay, my garbage can open. Here you go. No. You know what? I'm gonna use this because it's so hard with one hand. I'm holding phone. Okay, here you go. And here it is, your beautiful, crunchy outside, soft inside Belgian waffle. It's amazing. I love those things. And you can freeze them. You can freeze the pancakes as well. They freeze really well. And you can eat them later. You can give them, when we go back to school, you can give them to your kids to school. If you leave them covered when they're steaming and they're so hot, they're gonna get soggy. So I mean, it's like an obvious with any waffles, right? So keep that in mind. You want them to cool down first if you want to freeze them. And I'm gonna keep making them. And here we go again. I have some flax seeds that didn't mix, but that's okay. And here it is, the secret ingredient. So let me tell you something. Somebody commented below on my post about making pancakes that there is nothing green in this recipe. Well, I'm gonna surprise you. And this is secret that I kept from my son, but I guess from today he's gonna know. So here's what I do. Hold on. Going into the refrigerator and getting my spinach. You would think, what is spinach has to do with waffles? Well, if your kids, like my son, don't eat any greens, this is where you can hide them. You can hide them in waffles. And this is what I'm doing. I'm a horrible, horrible mother that's lying to her son. I'm putting some spinach in those waffles. So I'm going to blend again. I'll be right back. Here you go. I'm back. So you missed one step that I didn't film because I was in my garage and I remembered. So when I add spinach, I don't want my waffles to look green because that's gonna give away my secret. So I'm adding some cocoa powder, and I added about a tablespoon or maybe a little more to make it look like chocolate. So when you make waffles, it's not gonna look green. I promise you. I'm gonna show you. So I'm making my second batch here. Let me take you. I'm sorry, I'm giving you some motion sickness here with moving my camera back and forth. I need to figure out how to avoid this, but you know, it's my first video, so forgive my little imperfections. So I flipped my second batch. This is my second batch of pancakes. I did like half of them with blueberries and half not, to please everybody, because everybody has their own preferences. My next waffle is steaming, not ready yet. See how it kind of opened a little bit because the waffle is so big. So I'm gonna pause for now. Once I take this one batch off, I'm gonna make the green waffles, okay? And I'm gonna show you. Bye. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you. I poured a lot on purpose. I wanted to show you how in this waffle maker you have those grooves, see? And even though it's overfilled, it's still, I didn't waste that. So I'm gonna save those little pieces and I'm gonna put them back in here and I'm gonna make them. So I don't like to waste food. That's just my thing, you know? Everything goes. So I'm gonna just cut them here. And see? Just cut them off. Okay? And we have our perfect waffle. Here. Oh, a little bit. See? Perfect. Okay. So now I'm gonna save those little pieces here. And they are perfectly edible as well, even though they're not pretty. Here, this is my beautiful greenish brownish mixture, but look how it's gonna transform when you make it into a waffle. It's not gonna look green, I promise. Okay, so here. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video, if I'm gonna edit or not. Honestly, I don't know how to do any editing yet. I'm gonna learn, but this is my first one. And you might just see the raw version just the way I did it. I have no idea how to edit. I have no idea how to make those cool effects that people make, like things popping up on the screen, but I want to learn. So if you can teach me how to do that, please contact me and let me know, and please teach me how to do this, because I think this is so cool and I really want to know how to do it. All right, so I'm gonna pause again for a second and we'll wait for this waffle to cook and I'll get back to you. I'm here in the steam. This is like a spa. I'm gonna steam my skin. No, don't do that. All right, my next green waffle is cooking and it's not ready yet. The light is not green. So I just want to talk while we wait for this waffle. And I don't know if everybody who's gonna watch it probably know me, but if you don't, my name is Anna, and I'm a nurse. I'm a whole food plant-based enthusiast, and I'm also a realtor. And this is something that I felt passion to do for many, many years, and always was worried and thinking that it's not for me, that I have this, job and career as a nurse. But this is like, I think this year in general was very eye-opening for many people, and for me especially. I had time to finally pause my very busy life between work and kids and think what I really want to do with my life. And I decided I want to do real estate finally, after so many years just being, a kind of enthusiast. I wanted to become a professional. So I'm also interested in investing, and I'm interested in helping people achieve their real estate goals. So if you know someone who wants to buy or sell house, or just, have questions about it, or have questions about whole food and plant-based diet, or have questions about life, anything. I just love talking to people, and I like connecting, and I like helping people. So feel free to reach out, refer your friends to my channel or to me, and I would love to help people with their health goals and with their real estate goals. All right, so I think our waffle is almost ready, and the light turned green, so I'm gonna see how this looks. It might, yeah, it is ready. So I probably put a little more spinach than I normally do, and it does a little bit green on around the edges, but you can tell it looks more chocolate than green. So it's really a good way to hide some greens if you want your kids to eat greens, or yourself if you're not a big fan of greens. And this is a really cool way you can make spinach waffle. Here you go. And it does not taste like spinach, I have to tell you. It tastes like waffle. So this is a cool part. So I'm gonna leave this one here for just a few minutes to kind of get a little bit crispier. And here's the one I'm making for myself. I have my strawberries, and I'm gonna just, garnish it with some strawberries. I sliced my strawberries, and I have this maple syrup that I'm gonna pour over, and that's it. And this is going to be my breakfast after I drink my green smoothie. I love my green smoothies. So here you go. If you have any questions, please comment below, or you can text me, or message me directly. And I'm gonna go and make my smoothie and try to post this video for the first time in my life. I'm super nervous, but I'm also very excited. All right, let me know what you think. Please give me any tips how to make my videos look more professional and better, how to edit them and make them look cool. I would love to learn. All right. Okay. Bye. You have an amazing Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.